there's a whole host of earnings, and to add to that list, Wipro will also be reporting its numbers tomorrow. The expectation is it is going to be a decent performance from the company this time around. We're working with a revenue growth in terms of rupee to the tune of 20,828 crores, which would translate to a growth of around 2.5% sequentially. In terms of dollar terms, we're expecting a growth of around 3.5% for the number to come in at $2,720 million. Margins are expected to remain flat this quarter. They can be anywhere around 17.5 to 17.6%. At least that is what the consensus number is. And the profit is expected to be around that 3,010 mark. In terms of the constant currency, the growth is expected anywhere between 3.5%. Remember, at the end of last quarter, the management had guided that Q4 will see a revenue growth of 2 to 4%. So we're expecting a number close to 3% on that. And there will be a lot of inorganic contribution as well, given the fact that the company has been on a very active acquisition spree. And this time around, we are expecting the revenue contribution to come by from Lean Swift as well as Agile. The margins are expected to remain flat because last quarter, remember, we saw a sharp correction in the margins because the impact of wage hike already was taken into account in Q3. So that's why on a sequential basis, we are working with a flat number. However, TCV pipeline has been steady between that 550 to 600 million. And that is the kind of number that we are expecting this quarter as well. Going forward, in terms of the management commentary, we'll want to hear the Q1 guidance. The expectation is it will continue to be in the range of 2 to 4%. Deal pipeline is something that we would want to hear about, how these investments and acquisitions like Capco, etc. are scaling up. And recently, yesterday only, they announced the acquisition of Rising. So comments around that will be important. Remember, the stock has corrected quite a bit. In fact, it has been the biggest underperformer when it comes to the large cap IT. It's already down 27-28% this year. Still trades at valuation of around 22 times versus the peak that we had seen of around 25 times. So it will be interesting to track whether Wipro is able to meet the muted expectation this time around or not, or there is a disappointment in store for us. So that is what we are expecting from Wipro this time around. But